side, there's spacing here. There's the side, angle, side, congruence, triangle. Oops. I'll make it dark. Triangle, theorem. Okay. So what does it side, angle, side, congruent, triangle theorem means? You have to follow the pattern, right? You need a side, angle, side pattern. If there are two congruent sides and an angle in between that is also congruent in both triangles, then the triangles are congruent. So I'm going to underline two important things. You need two congruent sides here on both triangles, and you need an angle in between that is also congruent. Okay, so let's look at example number 1. Okay. So here, example number 1 given is that what do we see here? We see that we see two sides that are congruent, right? We see LM and RS that are congruent. We're gonna write that down, right? We're gonna have LM is congruent to RS, segment RS, right? That is side number 1. And we're going to go to the second side, which is given also is segment LN is congruent to segment RT. That is the second side that is congruent. And the last one we're given is angle MLN is congruent to angle SRT. Okay. So again, we're just talking about angle L and angle R, but I just want to specify more specifically on how to write angles still. Don't forget, you're talking about angle L, but with the ray of M and the ray of N. And here you're talking about angle R with the ray of RS and the ray of RT. Okay. So now here, we have to make sure that the angle is in between the two sides. Okay. You have to double check, is the angle in between the two sides? Yes, it is. If you look at these two sides, the angles between them. If you look at these two sides, the angles between them. Using that term, do we have two congruent sides? Yes, we have proven that, right? The second one is, do we have an angle in between those two sides that's also congruent? Yes, we have angle L or MLN, and we have angle R or also RST, right? That is between the two sides. If you fill up this condition, then you can create a conclusion. Our conclusion we can make is that triangle LMN is congruent to triangle RST. Okay. And if you know that they are congruent, what's your reasoning though? How do we know they're congruent? We can use these two reasonings, right? We have two congruent sides, right? And we have an angle in between that is congruent in between the two sides, right? Based on the information we have, we can use this theorem using the side angle side. Using the side angle side congruence triangle theorem, we can prove that triangle LMN is congruent to triangle RST. How can we prove that? Once again, you need two congruent sides, right? LM and RS, LN and RT, which we noted, and also an angle in between those two sides, which is angle MLU, and SRT. So that's how that works. Okay. Next, we're going to be going on to the second example. We're going to explain what triangles look like when they are not congruent. Okay. Why are these two triangles not congruent? Why is LMN not congruent to RST? Can anybody provide an answer of why? Uh, so here, where the location has to be for these two corresponding angles, it has to be located. For the theorem to work, it has to be located. Let me use a different color. It has to be located in the top part of the angle that is between the two sides. Yeah. But if it's not in between the two sides, then this theorem does not apply, right? It does not work. So the angle has to be in between the two sides. Okay. That's pretty much it. Yes, it is in the wrong place. So make sure if you are going to see side angle side, then angle N and angle R has to be congruent. But in this example, they are not. So we cannot say that they are congruent, right? Let me just erase this. Maybe here, the last example in the bottom here, right? Why isn't LMN congruent to RST? There's going to be multiple different answers, of course. So for this one, I'll just give it away, right? If you're observing it, if you notice, look at angle N and angle R. It's look like it's a mistake, like an error. And this is a common question that the textbook or like if you're going to be given an assessment, this is a common question that you'll be given where um, you just have to be observant of why are these two angles congruent, right? They're not even in the same location or corresponding, right? So how could they have the same value? Okay, so you have to be very careful of how you look at the diagram. So here, angle N and angle R are not corresponding or they're not at the same location, right? So sometimes the book or they just give you questions that might confuse you, like those error checks. This is an error check. So you're not congruent because they are not corresponding.